All right, hey everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Daniel, for filling in my absence last week. I was definitely ill with the flu, but I'm better now. I know a lot of other people were sick too. So thank you to Daniel. Happy Election Day for everyone. If you haven't voted, please do so. It's open till 8. So please do vote, do your civic duty. It's always good to do that. Other than that, we will start with opening prayer, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord, thank you very much for this bout of warm weather that we've had. It's been absolutely wonderful. And please bless us as we go into our first round of exams. I know many of us have exams this week or next week. Please bless many of our parents as they come in for JPW this upcoming weekend. And as a Senate, please allow us to always keep an open mind, always be respectful of each other and their initiatives and their opinions. And please allow us to have a clear mind as we debate honestly decisions to affect the greater student union, not only us, but for the people for years to come. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Holy Spirit. All right.
Okay, the question of the day is, okay, favorite, do we ever do favorite food? No? Have we ever done that? Favorite snacks. Okay, let's do favorite like meal, okay? We're gonna do that. Okay.
Like cuisine style or like actual food?
If you do like on campus.
I already done it. Did I do that? Did I not do that?
We can do that.
Okay, on campus meal, okay, take it how you will. Okay, Lewis Cornett. Lewis or Proxy? Okay. Avery Gaylor.
Here, I'll say boom boom chicken salad.
Thomas Clark.
I'm here. I at the dining hall just Greek yogurt and you douse it with nuts and like Nutella and peanut butter.
Amelia Forrest.
Here, I like garbanzo.
Ryan Murray.
Here, I like the corn bread.
Caitlin Garcia.
Here, chicken fried steak. All right.
Sam Godinez.
Southwest salad. That's good.
Quesadillas, Sam?
Okay, I have no call back.
Do we have a proxy for Jacob Zabura?
Yeah,
Yes, so can you say your name, what dorm you're from, your year, and a fun fact about yourself?
I'm Matt Wick. I'm from Duncan Hall. I'm a freshman. I serve in FICC right now as the athletics committee chairman. And I'm actually looking to be on Senate next year, so I guess that's why I'm back. I'm really excited to be here. And then my favorite meal from the dining hall is definitely the bacon, egg, and cheese quesadillas.
Ryan Lally.
Here, I'm also gonna go Southwest salad.
Justice Walker.
Here, also Southwest salad.
Joseph Tunney.
Here, boom boom.
Lindy Scoopy.
Here, Indian food night.
Isabel Rodriguez.
Here,
Nothing.
yeah.
Maria Bueno.
Here, Southwest salad.
Rocco Giannotti.
Here, the Chipotle steak sandwich from On the Market.
Justin Aguiar.
Here, Southwest salad.
Clay Chauncey.
here, the Creole food that you have last year.
Claire Hoban.
Here, Southwest salad.
Libby Meister.
Here, also have to go Indian night at the dining hall.
Maeve Miller.
Here, I like Hawaiian night.
James Bradley. Or Proxy. Jaden Espinoza.
Here, I'd say garbanzo.
Charlie Peel.
Here, I like the orange chicken at the dining.
Bella Vasquez.
Here, garbanzo.
Yara Beatty.
I also like the steak sandwich from Modern Market.
Laura Myers.
Here, Southwest salad.
Vinny Vidali,
Here, Garbanzos.
Andrew Ryan,
Here, grilled cheese.
Ryan Casey,
Here, Boris Berger.
Dorian Koshio,
Here, Heroes at the Dining.
Mariana Esparza. Here, also Southwest Salad. Finn Shannon,
Here, I like the breakfast sandwich from Roars.
Caro Collins, Ian Show, or Proxy, Faith Sullivan, Lulu Romero,
Here, chicken salad.
Rose Glenn,
Here's sweet potato fries.
Max Fife,
Here, Boom Boom.
Aaliyah Applet, or Proxy.
My name is Jerry Bielhauer. I'm the vice president of the freshman class right now in FICC. My favorite food on campus is dining hall salmon. And then a fun fact about me is I've wrestled competitively since I was 3 years old.
Ava DeCroy,
Here, don't come for me, Taco Bell, specifically the spicy soft potato tacos. Try them if you have them.
Val Marquetti,
Here, I panicked. I live off campus, I'm sorry.
Rita Stefano,
Here, specifically the quesadillas from the 2020.
Daniel Jones,
Here,
Aiden Resnick,
I have to agree with the Chipotle steak sandwich. I think is awesome from Modern Market.
Hunter Brook,
Steak from the Morris Sale.
Dana Glassford,
DCO Cafe Southwest Wrap.
Oh, that is slept on. That is actually slept on. That's really good.
Lily Conadina,
Here, Southwest Wrap.
Peter Schiff,
One time freshman year, they didn't have anything gluten free, so I just got 7 bananas.
Bridget Shipper,
When they did the pierogies.
Maranisa,
Beef stew.
and Joya.
Garbanzos, anything garbanzos.
Okay, that's the end of roll call.
Approval of the minutes. So you guys know how this works. Feel free to read through it. If there are no amendments, we will need a motion to. Yes, Ava.
I think unanimous consent to approve the minutes.
Are there any objections to unanimous consent to approve the minutes? Okay, seeing that there are none, they are approved. We'll go into executive announcements. We are in the middle of Civic Engagement Week. We don't have any programming today for student government, but we do have programming tomorrow and Friday. We have the Art of Democracy exhibition reception. That'll be in the Riley Hall of Art on Thursday, February 8th. We had students submit artwork demonstrating democracy, and those will be displayed for people to view, as well as there will be awards given out for the top contending artists. I think it's first, second, and third with cash prizes as well. So if you want to view that art, it's just an open exhibition in the Riley Hall tomorrow. And then on Friday, really cool, we have Mark Toner coming, who is an ND grad. He is right now a candidate to become the ambassador to Liberia. And he's going to give a talk along with a political science professor about the future of democracy, what it looks like in our world, specifically with US relations to Africa, which is a very under-researched and given appropriate time to region of the world. So it'll be a great conversation. That's in the Hesburgh Center. No, that is not in the Hesburgh Library. It is near Jenkins Nanovic, actually. And that'll be on Friday from 3 to 4:30. If you're interested in that, please feel free to stop by. It's going to be a great event with a great speaker. So those are the two things that we have coming up. So if you want to share that with your homemates or anyone who you know might be interested, we'd love to see you there. Awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to general orders. We have a couple of orders here. Are the nominees for senior class council, VP, and treasurer here? Okay, perfect. So if we could potentially, when we get to new business, move those up because they're here, that would be fantastic. But first we'll go through the general orders, starting with SO 23-2416. in order to institute the Deputy Student Union Parliamentarian into the Constitution. I want to remind everyone of the ability to dispense with the reading, if they would so choose. Yes, Justin.
Second.
Okay, so we are now going to vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained. Okay, so the reading is dispensed with. We are now in questioning. Hunter and Corin are the authors of this order. So if you have any questions about, please read through it, obviously, if you haven't already, and then direct any questions their way.
I'm just kind of confused on, it sounds like when I was reading this, that this is already like something that we do. So I'm not really sure why we need to put it in the Constitution. I feel like amending the Constitution seems like a big step.
Sure. So, I'd say two things. I definitely agree. Amending the Constitution is a big step. For me, it's maybe a little bigger of a step when we're changing practice, and this really isn't changing any practice. The second thing I'd say is, because this is something that's already done on our end from a sort of, my perspective and a J Council perspective, we thought it just made sense to further enumerate it in the Constitution so that people were able to just look at it and know, oh yeah, that's there. I don't know if that kind of answers your question, but.
Hunter, can you give a little background as to like what this role is intended for and things of that sort?
Yeah, so there are currently within the J Council bylaws, there is currently a provision that allows for the appointment of 2 deputy parliamentarians. There's one, and the other one is over there. And their kind of role is to assist J Council and particularly the parliamentarian in the execution of their responsibilities. So this is just putting that in the Constitution as well. It's not really changing anything that doesn't already happen. It's just clarifying and making sure everyone is kind of aware that that's a thing.
Yeah, just to add to that, in some years, if you know people who have been senators before and haven't seen this rule, some people, it's not a requirement to adopt, or to deputy student union parliamentarians, but it is an option in the bylaws. So that's why you may not have seen it in the past, but it is an option to the student union parliamentarian, and this would be just enumerating that in the Constitution. That's the issue that we're debating at hand. Yeah, Andrew, I saw your hand.
So if this is an option, does that mean it being in the Constitution then requires it in the future?
No. So if you look at the language, we've written it in a way that makes it clear it's still optional. The words discretionary ability sort of differing from shall, right? If it said shall, then we would interpret that to be mandatory. If it says like you have the discretionary ability to, then we would interpret that to say you may, basically. So optional stuff, no change.
Yeah, Clay and then Sam.
Is there anywhere like either J Council's bylaws, wherever else that like clearly states and outlines the duties of this position?
So if you would like, I would be sort of happy to read what we have in our bylaws.
Yeah, feel free to do that.
Yeah. So as it currently said, or what it currently says is a section on the student union parliamentarian. And then one of those responsibilities is they may, in partnership with the Judicial Council President, appoint no more than 2 deputy student union parliamentarians who shall aid the parliamentarian in the execution of their constitutional duties. The other mention of deputy is that applications shall be reviewed for this position by the parliamentarian. And then the last is something saying that the deputy parliamentarians can record meeting minutes for a for a ComCon meeting. So that's kind of all it says currently. Does that answer your question? Good. Great.
Sam, go ahead.
If the deputy parliamentarian becomes an enumerated position, will that give them the power to sponsor or co-sponsor any legislation?
So that does not change from where it is currently. It does not make them sort of members of Senate. The parliamentarian is the member of Senate. The deputies are not. So I would say no.
Yep, go ahead.
So if this legislation were to pass, and these would be official positions, it says here the Senate shall review and approve these nominations. Let's say that those nominations were not approved by the Senate, but they have already been acting in this sort of capacity, which is official according to the Judicial Council, but unofficial according to the Senate. would this say that any nomination that is not approved for this position by the Senate can no longer act in that sort of judicial council capacity in which they've already been acting?
Yeah, so if any nominee for this position, just like any other nominee, is not approved by the Senate, then they would not be able to fulfill this role in any capacity, official or otherwise. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's a good question. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, go ahead.
How many parliamentarians before you have actually like chose to have deputies?
That is a great question. It's been in the bylaws for some time, but I believe I'm the first one.
Mr. Unanimous consent to move out of questioning into debate.
Are there any objections to the unanimous consent to move out of questioning and into debate? Okay, seeing that there are none, we are now in debate. Any points of debate? Hunter?
I just wanted to thank you guys for all of the questions. I thought this was going to pass pretty quickly, so I'm happy to see that you're all reading it and actually, you know, interested in what it's doing. So happy to see that.
Yeah, Cory.
I'd just like to say that I think that although this is, to our knowledge, the first year that's been done, I think what Hunter's been able to do with the deputy parliamentarians is something that is really important for continuity of knowledge within the student union. I think the deputies have he took them under his wing this year. This year. And I think that they could both attest to the immense amount that they learned from him. And as freshmen have increased their constitutional knowledge and interpretation tremendously. And so I think that by including this position in the Constitution, it'll allow more of his responsibilities to kind of be delegated and shared. Because currently there's things that specifically says that the parliamentarian has to do. So I just think that it's an important step in ensuring that knowledge within the student union is maintained.
Thank you, Cory. Are there any other points of debate? Yes, Sam.
This may not be entirely related to the senator, but I want to say that if anybody's thinking of writing a Senate item, definitely also, you can also reach out to the parliamentarians, but also the deputy parliamentarians. They're actually really great in giving me great feedback through all my resolutions and orders, and even saying, don't do this, delete all of this. So I really appreciate the work that the deputies have been doing.
Thank you, Sam.
Am I like able to ask a question? I'm sorry, like I don't really.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
so
came
we're,
up with one after,
we're out of questioning
Okay.
into debate, so now this would be the time to express opinions
Okay.
about the measure. But if you do have any questions after we've gone through kind of the voting part of it, happy to ask at the end of this meeting. Yeah.
I think that he should be able to express it as, I would like to know, ... And
If you would like to try to craftily express your question, we can work that way
Would
too.
I be able to receive an answer though?
Yeah.
Okay, then I wonder then, about, like, what are these like new possible like responsibilities? So like if this position's enumerated, is there additional responsibilities? Because I think you kind of alluded to it. So I wonder if there's additional responsibilities.
Yes. Can you answer that wonder, Hunter?
I have a point of debate and not a response to a question. So the only thing I would say is because our bylaws, right, the Judicial Council bylaws already say that the deputy parliamentarians shall, which as I said, kind of is a mandating word, shall aid the parliamentarian in the execution of their constitutional duties. I personally do not foresee a massive change in the responsibilities that they'll be asked to do. I sort of see it as they were asked to aid the parliamentarian in the execution of their constitutional duties, and they will continue to be asked to do, just in a sort of clearer sense. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah.
I would also say as an impartial member, obviously, I would say that there's also an educational piece here to this role. The parliamentarian is a difficult one to step into with an excessive amount of knowledge that you have to know about bylaws and the Constitution and its operations. And especially not just in terms of writing resolutions and orders, but even things like transition documents and things of that sort, and election rules. And so it's a nice way to kind of have that, instead of potentially someone stepping in with no knowledge, you might have someone step in if they want to pursue that position in the future that has some experience working in that realm. So that's kind of another facet to this that goes beyond just the helping with the constitutional duties in terms of how this may benefit the student union. That is a point as well. Yeah, Andrew.
I'm just saying, if this is already in the bylaws, then this wouldn't really change the role at all. I'm confused why we need to lengthen the already lengthy constitution.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that point. Are there any other points of debate? Sam?
So a question that should be asked, if an individual comes into an enumerated position, would that mean they would have to get green dot trained?
We'll have Hunter check on that.
No.
But
I was gonna read you the Constitution. So,
go ahead, Hunter.
Article
A
1,
point of debate.
yes, as a point of debate and not a response to the question. Article 1, Section 3B1 of the Constitution clarifies, or sorry, 3B of the Constitution clarifies that all elected officials as well as executive officers must complete green dot training. So because deputy parliamentarians cannot be elected and because they are not executive officers, no.
Are there any more points of debate?
Motion to move out of debate into voting.
Awesome. Okay, we're now going to vote on moving out of debate and into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, great. We're now going to vote on SO 23-2416 in order to insert the Deputy Student Union Parliamentarian into the Constitution. All those in favor? Okay. All those opposed? Okay, and abstain. Okay, great. The order passes. So thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Courtney. The vote was 17 to 10, 17 in favor, 10 opposed. Awesome. Okay, so now we will move into the second item that we have in general orders. That is SO 23-2417 in order to raise the maximum limit on the carry forward account. We also, this did go to ComCon as it is a significant change to the Constitution. So the committee did review it and offer a decision as well. Yes, Clay? Okay, we're now going to vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, the reading is dispensed with. We now have the decision from the Committee on the Constitution regarding SO 23-2417. Yes, Clay? Okay, we're now going to vote on dispensing with the decision from the Committee on the Constitution. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, the reading is dispensed with. And we will go into questioning. So Hannah is here to answer any questions specifically, as this is an FMB, but any, obviously, co-author can answer questions as well. Yes, Justin?
Would Hannah like to give an overview?
Can you phrase that as can, Hannah? Give an overview. Okay, perfect. Can you, Hannah?
Of course I can. So right now, the carry forward account maximum is $100,000. This order is to raise that maximum to $300,000. The carry forward account is pretty important for the fiscal health of the student union. So it can be used for unique and extraordinary opportunities as laid out in the Constitution. It can be used to fund new capital expenditures. And also at the end of the year, it covers any like net deficits that any student union groups run. Any surpluses in the carry forward account are rolled up into the student union endowment, which the interest from that is what is, if you remember my presentation from a little bit while back, it's one of the things that funds the student union that goes into spring allocation, winter allocation. So this order would be to raise the maximum limit on that account
because the carry forward account limit has been at $100,000 since anyone can really remember.
Do you have any further clarifying questions, Justin? Okay. So we're still in questioning. Feel free to ask any questions.
So like very briefly, like what are like the problems that we're experiencing because of like the limit?
So right now, first of all, there's a surplus in the account, a pretty big surplus. And so by raising the limit, some of the surplus would be able to be kept down in the case of any net deficits that are covered by student union organizations. Last year, there was a pretty big deficit that could have been, could have happened. It eventually didn't happen because of other reasons, but the carry forward account, had it been $100,000, would have been significantly depleted. And so seeing that since the inception of this rule, student union orgs are much bigger, are spending a lot more money, and things do happen where there could be a problem where someone overspends at the end of the year. And so in thinking about that and wanting to be fiscally responsible, raising the limit on the account would be a good idea.
Further questions on this order? Yeah, Clay. Okay, we're now going to vote on moving out of questioning and into debate. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, we are now in debate. Yes.
I want to just say, as Aiden said, you guys have a committee on the Constitution, which reviews all of this stuff. This went to the committee. I'm not going to read the decision, obviously, but I did want to say it was discussed very carefully and it was debated very carefully. Hannah was kind enough to stop by and answer questions and field comments about it. And I think the committee made a very reasoned decision to unanimously approve its passage. So just wanted to share that.
Also, can you just give a quick overview of who serves?
Sure. So Committee on Constitution is a few members of Senate. Maybe it'll be easy if you're on the committee to raise your hand. So there you go. And then also a few members of the public who are selected after a pretty thorough vetting process by the Judicial Council, as well as Aiden and the J Council President. Sorry.
No.
Almost forgot those two.
All good.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, sorry. Members of the student body.
Random human
We're
being.
not-
I
Thank
think
you.
you answered. Thank you.
Remember name, undergrad student. There you go.
Not in specifically enumerated positions that must serve on the committee.
Long day.
Awesome. Thank you. We're still in questioning. Yes, or are we in debate? We're in debate. My fault. We're still in debate. Okay, we're now going to vote on moving out of the debate and into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed, abstain. Okay, so we're now going to vote on order SO 2417, which is an order to raise the maximum limit on the carry forward account. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, great. The order passes. Thank you, Anna. Okay, so that's all we have for general orders today. We'll move into new business. As I said, if this nominees for the senior class council, VP and treasurer, since they are here today, could be moved up, that would be absolutely fantastic. Clay, yeah.
Second.
Okay, we're not going to vote on moving items, or it has to, excuse me, it's unanimous. So are there any objections to moving B or C out of new business and into general orders? Okay, seeing that there are none, those will be moved up, and we will begin with a nomination for senior class council vice president.
Yeah, so I'm nominating Matt Kilgore here in the room as the vice president for senior class council. He has served.
Sorry,
I know.
No, you're totally good. So if no one you're welcome to dispense with the reading, but if not, then you'll go ahead and read your document. Go ahead. Okay, we're now going to vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, we are now in questioning. So Matt is here to answer any questions that you might have for him about the nomination. as well as Lulu can answer questions about why she is nominating him. Yes, Sam?
What happened to the previous senior class council president?
Unfortunately, we are not able to talk about that. If you have any questions, you can ask Hunter or Corin.
Go ahead.
I'd say from a J council perspective, not a lot of information can be shared, so I would try and avoid questioning kind of along those lines.
Yes, additionally, this is a question about the nominee, not about past proceedings. So please, if you could focus your questions on that, that would be wonderful. Thank you. No.
Does Matt have any past experience with class council? He sure does. Matt has been the treasurer for class council, freshman, sophomore, and this year. And the junior year, he was abroad, hence not being the treasurer, but was also on class council still working. Oh my God, so many. Matt is he's an incredibly hardworking person and is very dedicated to what he does. I met Matt through class council, so I've seen him grow in the role and just as a human being as well, and have admired just how much he loves class council and the work that he puts into it.
Awesome, thank you. We're still in. Yes.
So unanimous consent to move out of questioning.
Okay, are there any objections to unanimous consent to move out of questioning and into debate? Okay, seeing that there are none, we're now in debate. Matt, I'm so sorry, I have to ask you to leave the room while we debate. We'll make sure to call you back in. Thank you, sorry. Okay, we're now in debate. Oh, Sam, yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Unanimous consent to move out of the debate.
Are there any objections to the unanimous consent to move out of debate and into a vote? Okay, seeing that there are none, we will now vote on a nomination for senior class council vice president. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, great. Hunter, can you go let it back in? And please greet him with a round of applause if you could. So thank you. Congratulations, Matt. Next, we will move on to item D, a nomination for senior class council treasurer. Yes, go ahead. Second. Okay, we're now going to vote on dispensing with the reading. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay, the reading is dispensed with and we are in closed. And Anna is here to answer any questions. Well, Anna, can you raise your hand? Awesome, thank you. Any questions? Any at all? Yes, Rose.
Do you have any past experiences that would help you be better here?
I've been on class council for, this is my second year. Been doing some of the major events in the last 2 years, so.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Anna. Other questions? Yeah, Max.
Oh, not a question.
That's fine.
I'm seeking unanimous consent to move out of questioning and into debate.
Are there any objections to the unanimous consent to move out of questioning and into debate? Okay, seeing that there are none, thank you so much, and we will be in debate after she. Awesome. Yes, Sam.
I need to amend the document that says the position is for sophomore class council treasurer. Motion to amend it, a friendly amendment to senior class council treasurer.
Where does it say that? Any point specifically? Oh, okay. Lulu, are you amenable to that amendment? Okay, so if you could just change that. Okay, thank you. We're still in debate. Yes, go ahead. Okay, we're now going to vote on moving out of debate and into a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, we are now going to vote on a nomination for senior class council treasurer. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Okay, great. It passes. And then please greet Anna with a round of applause as she comes in. Awesome, congratulations. Perfect, thank you guys for doing that. I know Lulu really appreciates it, so thank you for doing that. And so now we are not, we're not in announcements yet. We're in new business. We have 2 items. Those can be brought up or they can be heard. If not, they will be heard next week. Okay, not seeing any motions, so we'll move on to announcements. Yeah, Lily.
Tomorrow we have cafe as always. We also have plate smashing tomorrow. It's outside on Fitzpatrick Terrace, which is right outside of like Snite, that little square between Snite and Duncan. And it'll be around 1 to 4, so plenty of time to stop by, write down, and figure out any of your grievances on the plate and smash it. And then National Pizza Day also is on Friday, so in Duncan we'll be giving out pizza.
Ticket sales for the Keenan Review are Monday, the 12th in Danke Ballroom. Lines can begin forming at 8 a.m., but tickets will not be distributed until 4 p.m.
But the lines will start forming at 8 a.m.
So bring a snack and a water bottle, and maybe a couple friends so you can take a bathroom break.
And then how many tickets can you get per student ID?
That's a great question.
I think it's 2.
You can bring 2 IDs.
So you can bring 2, I think you can bring 2 IDs and then it's 2 tickets per ID.
They are free, if anybody would want.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Max.
Sophomore class council at the service event Saturday morning. We're making breakfast for the homeless at Our Lady of the Road. Signups, we sent you guys an email. It's on Instagram. So sign up if you can. It's going to be a good event.
Yeah, Sam, I saw your hand.
I just want to thank all of you and the entire undergraduate student body population for some really good memes on Face about the election. I would have preferred if there were more engagement, but really thank you all for solid memes. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Yeah, Rose.
The Vietnamese Student Association's our annual show is this Saturday at 7. Tickets are live at La Fun, $5, and at the door is 7. I'm a director, so I'd love if you guys could come. And then for junior class council for juniors, this Saturday we're having our annual dodgeball tournament, second one. Here we go. It's really fun, so former teams show up. Also Monday we're also having a Valentine's Day event, signing cards, making cards for workers at Memorial, and also giving out roses and desserts and all of that. And then for JPW we're having another event, and it's a trivia based event. So bring your parents so that you guys can win different prizes. And it's really fun.
Yeah, Libby.
So if you have a crush on anyone but are too scared to say anything, shout out to Lions Love. We're gonna be in the dining halls tomorrow and on the 11th and 12th. We'll send an anonymous candy to whoever you want. So anonymously delivered to their dorm. So watch out if you have a crush. Perfect way to, just let them know.
Also, Valentine's Day is next Wednesday, so. That is my new well.
I was going to say, as some of you may have heard, today is election day, and J Council definitely encourages all of you to vote and tell all your friends to vote. So make sure to do that. Also, this was a great Senate meeting.
So, thank you. And thank you guys for, keeping it very respectful throughout election season. This is, J Council could speak better to this, but it seems very, amicable and friendly process all the way around. So thank you. Are there any more announcements before we adjourn? Okay, great. Then we just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All right, we're going to vote on adjourning real quick. All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? All right. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Aye.
There we go.